First of all, I'm going to start off with a broad look at the reviews of many handguns. Concrete ratings of attributes are much more useful in my mind than a simple list of features and a long-winded opinion on whether or not people like this gun. One person reviewing a single gun with a few hundred rounds of ammo doesn't tell us everything we need to know though. Which is why I have these charts. I tried to get at least 2 reviews for each gun for a more thorough comparison. The attributes ranked with numbers use a 5-star scale unless otherwise noted. I have the reviewer listed under each gun entry. Pew for Pew Pew Tactical, Gun U for Gun University, and TTAG for The Truth About Guns. When I looked at the 1911 reviews, I realized that it was more likely to get an unreliable 1911 than a Glock, for example. These are more 1911 reviews. Some are good, some are bad. You have variability in reliability even with the same model from the same manufacturer. Obviously, there had to be a reason for this. That reason is that some 1911s require hand fitting to work well. Hand fitting ensures that essentially every gun that leaves the factory will work, while just mass-producing 1911s inevitably leads to some guns, not all, being malfunction-prone. This is a problem inherent to certain older designs like the 1911, as newer designs like Glocks don't require hand fitting. Because of this, it's easier to mass-produce reliable Glocks than reliable 1911s. Aside from hand fitting, there are other things that can increase or decrease reliability. Wilson combat mags may let you reliably use hollow points even though 1911s were intended to use a specific full metal jacket round. Remington Golden Sabers are also more likely to work reliably than other hollow points. What I'm going to show you next is a chart of long-term reliability and durability of different handguns. Since not many people know what MRBS and MRBF mean, I figured I'd save a lot of confusion by just showing the definitions beforehand. As a point of reference, I've also included the Army's and the FBI's current service life and reliability requirements. The most thorough of all of these tests were done by the Army. This is due to the fact that they tested multiple guns instead of just one. I'm afraid I don't have a definitive answer why the SIGs didn't do so well in Army testing. The Army and SIG had already identified and then solved problems before this test even took place. Interestingly, when a reviewer tested the M17 with 25,000 rounds, he didn't have any reliability problems. That review is near the bottom of the chart, by the way. 2 more high round count P320 reviews also had no problems, which causes me to wonder if something the Army was doing was causing problems. Finally, I have to mention the fact that when I was doing reliability research, I found an article in which SIG states that their M18 passed a reliability test with no stoppages. Normally, I wouldn't have a problem believing such a thing, but in that same article, SIG misquotes a government report. Such a failure to get basic facts straight obviously detracts from their credibility. I'm not saying that I doubt the M18 test results, but rather we should always be wary of what we're told, because people make mistakes and mislead others all the time. These are all the notes and details that I couldn't fit onto the chart. I tried to exclude any user-caused malfunctions to not skew any of the results. A crucial part of handgun reliability is the magazines. Springfield-branded 1911 Duramags seem to be failure-prone. It's really disappointing to see such a factory magazine not working in the gun that it was intended to be used with. These are .45 caliber 1911 magazines that were tested for the following: ease of loading, a 5-foot drop test onto concrete, and then they were left fully loaded for a year and then tested for reliability. The magazines that are not .45 caliber 1911 ones had similar but slightly different testing, with the changes being a 4-foot drop onto concrete and a half-year spring test. One of the results that surprised me the most is the fact that the Magpul Glock mags didn't do well. Magpul mags are generally the gold standard in reliability and durability. Mech-Gar magazines seem to be consistently very good, while unmarked Made in Taiwan and Triple K mags are consistently bad. It's also important to talk about iron sights. When armies choose Glocks as their service handguns, they make sure to get the steel iron sights instead of the standard polymer ones. It's fairly obvious that polymer can't take much abuse, and that's why the standard polymer front sight broke off a Glock during the first phase of Australian Army testing. They were not testing durability, by the way. They were just comparing how fast and accurately you could shoot different handguns. This may be slightly off topic, but here are some durability tests of weapon lights. I highlighted the top two performers in green.